Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Girl Who Came Home by Hazel Gaynor. The Girl Who Came Home by Hazel Gaynor follows 14 members of a small Irish village as they set sail on the Titanic in 1912, hoping to find a better life in America. One of its members, Maggie Murphy, is sad to be leaving her home and the boy she loves. Maggie is one of the few steerage passengers to survive when Titanic strikes an iceberg and sinks to the bottom of the Atlantic, and she vows to never speak of her experience to anyone. But in 1982, her great-granddaughter, Grace, is struggling with ordeals in her own life, and it's then that Maggie decides to open up about that terrible disaster. This was a sweet book. I really enjoyed this. It was very sweet, it was very sad, it was very emotional, but it was very poignant at the same time. And you guys know I'm a sucker for all things Titanic. If the Titanic makes an appearance, I'm gonna pick it up. I do believe this is Hazel Gaynor's first novel. Maybe I should have looked that up, but I do believe this is her first novel. It's not the first of hers that I've read, but this is her first novel, and I think she did a remarkable job with this book. The book definitely has a nice pace to it. It doesn't move too slowly or too quickly. It's just kind of a nice little even pacing with it, which I appreciated. Yeah, I think it was well written. It didn't feel cheesy or over sentimental, because yeah, there's certain elements that could have easily been very cheesy and over sentimental, but it never verged into that territory for me. And some of the major themes with this novel, it's definitely a book about love and hope, life and death, and yeah, what disaster does to a person, because when disaster strikes, people deal with it in different ways. They cope with it in different ways. Are you going to be the type of person that rises above disaster, or are you going to let disaster bring you down and whatnot? And there's something kind of heartbreaking as you're reading this novel, because we all know the story about the Titanic. We all know that in April it hits an iceberg and it sinks and it kills a lot of people, especially the steerage class. And yeah, there's almost something bittersweet. I don't know if bittersweet's the proper word to use here, but there's just something kind of terribly tragic. And because yeah, this is a story about these people from this village, you know, they're immigrating to America thinking, oh, we're going to start a better life in America and this and that. And yeah, it's their immigration story, their hopes and their dreams, and yeah, only for that to end in disaster with the Titanic sinking. And I really enjoyed the back and forth structure of the narrative, because you do spend a good chunk of time in the 1912 setting following the main character of Maggie Murphy. You get her journey from Ireland to the Titanic and then to America. Yeah, she's kind of one of the few steerage passengers that lives. And then, yeah, I liked the narrative going on in 1982 with Maggie and her great-granddaughter. Her great-granddaughter is kind of facing some personal issues and whatnot, and yeah, Maggie, as the great-grandmother, she feels it's her duty to, you know, help her granddaughter and try to give her words of encouragement and wisdom to get her through her struggles. And yeah, Maggie, as an elderly lady now, she's been hiding her Titanic story. She's not opened up about it since the disaster occurred, and yeah, because of her great-granddaughter, she finally opens up and tells her story. So yeah, that's what provides for the back and forth narrative with Maggie as a young girl, and then Maggie as an elderly woman, and yeah, the great-granddaughter kind of there in the middle to tie both those threads together. And this novel is also a big social commentary in some ways, and you see that plainly with just how life is on the Titanic, you know, because those class differences, the class differences between the first class, the second class, and the third class, and yeah, how the different classes are treated and who gets the special privileges and whatnot. So yeah, you have that whole social commentary going on, you have the immigration story going on, and part of the social commentary is you can also definitely see that through what's going on, like on land and whatnot, because during the flashbacks, you know, when you have Maggie on the Titanic, but there's also sequences like family members who are in Ireland and family members who are in America, who are waiting for those people on the Titanic to land in America. So yeah, there's that story too, the story of those who waited, the people who didn't know what was going on out there on the Atlantic, not knowing if their loved one is dead or alive, and yeah, just more social commentary there, you know, just class differences and authorities, who's speaking to who and whatnot. The authorities speaking to the wealthy people, but then not speaking to the lower classes, you know. And there's been plenty of novels and books that have focused on life on the Titanic, so it was kind of refreshing to be outside of the Titanic on occasion and witness things through the eyes of those type of people, you know, the people who waited for news of what was happening out there. So yeah, really refreshing there. And yeah, like I said, I really like that back and forth structure, just provided a little extra something, you know, from 1912 to 1982 and whatnot. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. In the comments below, have you guys read The Girl Who Came Home? Do you plan on reading it anytime in the future? Just let me know your thoughts down below. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.